Okay, class, we're about to start lesson 4 from chapter 4. It says lesson 4 measures of central tendency using a frequency table. A frequency table shows how often an item appears in a data set. The data is in the form of tally marks next to a list of items. The sales manager at Montana Motors asked her sales staff to keep a record of the color of the cars that were chosen for test drives in 1 month. Then she combined the data to make the frequency table shown below. Okay, now, if you see this frequency table, you see that the white cars were driven more than the other cars. It says here, what was the ratio of black cars driven to silver cars driven? So we look at the black cars, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 27. So 27 would be your numerator. And then we're supposed to do silver cars, which is only 9. So 9 would be your denominator. So the ratio would be 27 over 9, which is 3 over 1. And you are supposed to count the tally marks. There are 27 marks for black and 9 for silver. The ratio of black to silver is 3 to 1. You can also say that the black cars are 3 times as popular as the silver cars. Numerical data is often grouped in intervals. The table below shows data grouped in intervals of 18 to 24, 25 to 40, and so on. The way of presenting data is called group frequency table. The table below shows the ages of the customers at Louise Diner for a 4-day period. What percent of the customers were from 25 to 40 years old? Now, what we would have to do here, it says find the data you need. There are 28 marks for the 25 through 40 age group. Add the tally marks for all age groups to find the total number of customers for the 3-day period. So we add up all age groups. We add 6 for under 18 and so on for all the other ages, and that equals 70. It says find the percent. The base is 70, the total number of customers. The part is 28. The number of customers in the desired age group. Solve for the rate 28 over 70. So remember, our desired age group was 25 through 40. That's how we got to 28. So we had 28 over 70. And you can simplify that by dividing both by 7, which is 4 tenths, which is 0.4, which is 40%. Now, we go here to the practice problem. It says for questions 1 through 3, use the frequency table from Montana Motors on page 288. For questions 4 through 6, use the frequency table from Louise's Diner on page 288. It says what was the total number of test drives of black and white cars combined? Okay, so we go back up here. So we want the total of black and white cars combined. So if you look here, you have black cars. You have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So it's 27 so far for the black cars. All right, so we got 27 for the black cars. And we want the total for black and white cars. So far we had 27 for the black. Now we have to add how many for the white. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 for the white. So 27 for the black, 30 for the white. So now we add 7 plus 0 is 7, 2 plus 3 is 5. So it's 57 total. And that's the answer for problem number 1. Okay, now we scroll down here. Problem number 2. How many more drivers chose red than silver cars? So now we go here. We go back up here. So we're comparing red and silver cars for number 2. For number 2, we have the red cars. So we have 5, 10, 15. 15 for the red. And then we go to silver. We have 5, this is 9. So we do 15 minus 9, We borrow 1 from this 1, which will make it 0. This 5 becomes 15. 15 minus 9 is 6. So it's actually 6 more. And that is your answer for number 2. Okay, now we scroll down here. Now we go to problem number 3. It says, what was the ratio of red cars to white cars chosen for test drive? So we want to do red cars first to white cars. Okay, so now we're going to end up using a calculator as well. So we want red to white cars. Let's go back up here. So we go here. This is number 3. So we have red cars, which is 15, all over, I believe it was white cars. Let me make sure. Okay, to white cars. Okay, now white cars are 30. Yes, it's 30. So we have 15 over 30. And we know that we can simplify both of these by dividing by 15 for both. So we will have 15 divided by 15 is 1. 30 divided by 15 is 2. So our answer here is 1/2. Or I'm not sure. They may want you to write it out as a 2 problem. So then it'll be 1 to 2. So it's either 1/2 or the 1 to 2, depending on what the answer is in the back of the book. But you know what? As a matter of fact, let me check that. Okay, class. After checking in the back of the book, they did have the 1/2, but they actually want your answer as the colon. So this right here is your answer, 1:2. This right here is your final answer. Okay, now that took care of problem number 3. Now we go here to problem number 4. It says, what is the ratio of customers under 18 to those over 55? So we go to the second chart. Now we want to do under 18. This is problem number 4. We want to do under 18 to over 55. So that's 6 over 55 will be 8. 6 over 8. And I'm going to assume that they want us to do the colon again. So we would divide both by 2. And this would be 3/4. So our final answer would be 3:4. Okay, now we scroll down to problem number 5. It says, what was the total number of customers from 18 to 40 years of age? So they just want the total customers from 18 to 40 years of age, which is these two groups here. So that's 5, 10, 15, that's 18, plus 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28. So 8 and 8, 16, carry a 1, 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So it's 46 for number 5. Okay, number 6, it says, what percent of the total customers were from 41 to 55 years of age? So they ask for the percent, and it says round your answer to the nearest whole percent. Okay, so 41 to 55 is 10. And we have to divide it by the total. We were already given a total with this 70. So we had 10 over 70. We could divide both by 10, and that'll give us 1/7. But we want that as a percent, because that's what the directions call for. So we go to our calculator, and we could clear this out, and we'll hit N over D, and we have 1, your down arrow, 7. Hold on, let me take this off here. Hit your right arrow, and then we'll press second and the right parenthesis and press enter. Now, they ask us to round our answer to the nearest whole percent. So what we would do is look at this first digit behind the decimal. That's 0 to 4, so that 14 will remain the same. So your answer here for number 6 would be just 14%. Okay, now we move on to our next problem here. B, it says choose the one best answer to each question. Questions 7 and 8 refer to the following information. The frequency table shows the reason customers gave for returning clothing merchandise to a store. Okay, now we have all of those different reasons why they return the items. So we go here to number 7. It says, what is the ratio of customers saying the clothes were the wrong size to all the returns represented? Okay, so first of all, I want to take our calculator here. Now you can write this down if you want to, which is fine. But I want to total up all of these so we could get the total amount of all returns. So for wrong size is 16. For the unwanted gift, that's 20. For the found flaw after purchase is 3. And finally, change mine is 5. So that's 44. 44 is the total. All right, now it says, what is the ratio of a customer saying the clothes were the wrong size to all returns represented? So we have the wrong size, which is 16. So for problem number 7, the wrong size was 16, and the total amount of returns was 44. So now we will put this in our calculator. We will clear it, and then we'll put N over D, and we'll type in 16, the down arrow, 44. Press the right arrow and press enter. See what this did, this automatically simplified it. If you have a fraction and you want to know if it can be simplified, you can just type it in as is and press enter, and this calculator will simplify it for you. So it's 4 over 11, which is B. So B is your answer for number 7. Now we go here to problem number 8. Approximately what percent of the customers who returned clothing said that the clothes were an unwanted gift? Okay, so basically they want this as a percent. So unwanted gift, we see here was 20. So it's 20 out of 44, which is the total. So for number 8, we have 20 out of 44, and we want to write that as a percent. So we'll hit N over D, we'll hit 20, down arrow 44, hit the right arrow, and press second, and then a close parenthesis, and press enter. Now, of course, they want us to round it to the nearest whole percent, because as you see your answers here, they're whole percentage answers. So this right here, we'll look one digit behind the decimal. That is 0 to 4, so we will leave this as 45%. And our answer for 45% would be C. All right, now we move on to problem number 9. Well, problems 9 and 10. It says questions 9 and 10 refer to the following information. A personnel office gives typing tests to people applying for a job. The test shows how many words per minute, WPM, a job applicant can enter correctly. After testing 90 applicants, so now they told you the total amount, the manager made the following table. So we see this table here. Now for number 9, what percent of the applicants had a speed of under 30 words per minute? So what we would need to do for problem number 9 here, we will count the under 30 words per minute. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. and we would divide that by the total amount of applicants. So we had 35 over 90. So we'll come here to our calculator, and we'll press N over D. We'll hit 35, the down arrow is 90, right arrow, second, right parenthesis, press enter. Now, of course, we will round this to the nearest whole percent. So we look one digit behind the decimal, that falls for 5 to 9. So we'll go up 1. So this will be 39%, which is D. So now we go to problem number 10. It says, what is the ratio of applicants who could type at a speed above 45 words per minute to those who could type a speed of 45 words or less? So they said above 45 words per minute. So that means that it's 46 to over the 60. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So that's a total of 30. So 30 would be your first value. That is the above 45 words per minute. Now it says to those who could type a speed of 45 words per minute or less. So then that would be the rest. So if 30 can type 45 or higher than 45 words per minute, and it's a total of 90, the rest would have to be 60. So now, 30 out of 60. Now, we should know this, but if not, let's just go through this. 30, down arrow 60. We know 30 over 60 is supposed to be 1/2, which is 0.5, but we could go through the steps here. So now we'll press second in the right parenthesis and press enter. So that'll be 50%. So, oh, you know what? Actually, they wasn't asking for the percent. So let's do 30 over 60, N over D, 30, down arrow 60, and then press enter. And that gives you 1/2. So as a colon, that'll be 1 or 2, and that would be B. So your answer here would be B. And we're done with this section. So, with that being said,